The left's been looking for a solution to the masculinity crisis for a while now, because the left has had a lot of trouble attracting disenfranchised young men onto their side, and it's not difficult to see why when it's it's an incredibly feminine coded way of thinking about the world and of complaining about the world.
They're also like, we hate you because you're a man.
Yes, they also hate you, and all of the people that they put forward as twinks. So they've had this big trouble trying to put forward their own Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan, he's a manly man who appeals to men. I'm not a fan of everything he does or says, but I can see the appeal that a lot of people have for him. He's funny, he's interesting, he does like kickboxing and stuff like that, he's in good shape, whatever. That's attractive to a lot of young men. Left, who do they have? Twinks.
Hasan Piker.
Twinks, trans, and
well, the left is
and women.
The left is an explicit anti-straight white male coalition. Like, that's exactly the point of the left.
They literally write articles against testosterone and against going to the gym.
They literally say that's right wing.
I can't remember who I said it to. Maybe it was one of you, or maybe it was here, that the fact they look at Joe Rogan, a completely organic phenomenon, and they say, we need our own one of those. Throw some money at it. It's like, not really how it works. He's just a person. He was a comedian, then he had some interest, then he said some things, and he did some
work. He was on TV a few times. Yeah. He said the N-word a bunch on his now multi-million-dollar podcast.
He built the podcast, didn't he, from very early on, over years and years, from his own endeavours, through talent and creativity and hard work, and left to go, how do we replicate this? It's like, be good at stuff. I don't know.
Focus group. I don't know. What your options?
That's it.
They have their solution now. They have the man with the progressive brain in the MAGA body. Yes. That being Hasan Piker. And I'll take a look at the big campaign that's been going on to push him recently, because this is definitely a push. Like, all of the major news outlets have, for the past few months, been doing big puff pieces on him. Problem is, the latest one he did with GQ has backfired just a little bit, and kind of goes to show why it is that this is not attracting young, rowdy, manly men, because young, rowdy, manly men typically don't want to be gay bears.
Really?
Except for maybe the gay ones. And even they're getting right-wing now. But first, Buy Islander. It's still available on the website. Along with exercising to promote your physical health, you should read this to promote your intellectual health, because there are wonderful articles in here and fantastic aesthetic design as ever from Rory. So please buy your copy from the website for $14.99 today, while stocks still last. Anyway, so
just the thing as well, every day I get people saying, can I get Islander 1 or 2 or 3? And I'm like, no. They're printed once and they're gone forever.
Carl has hoarded them all.
No, it's not even that. I'm being a total fascist about it, right? Where it's like, look, these are a moment in time that speak to the current like zeitgeist. We're not just going to reprint them. They're not just like a commercial thing. They're kind of like a symbolic thing in that way. So I'm being a total Nazi.
Kind of like the blockchain is kind of like, that's it.
Kind of, yeah.
I've got the first one. You can get mine on eBay soon, but that's where it's
signed by Nick Dixon,
honestly,
who didn't write it.
I looked at a bunch of the Islander 1s and 2s are going for like $200 or $300 because we don't reprint them. So anyway,
should we be asking for our cut of that? Hello.
I don't want to destroy the secondary market.
What actually happens is that Carl's got them all stuffed in his mattress, where they can accrue even more value. Anyway, so the latest push has been from GQ magazine, and here we see the big promotion tweet that they put out using his biggest quote from it: Medicare for all, TRT for all, Ozempic for all, HRT for all. That's my argument. So even when they're like, this is what men want, it's drugs to deal with
replacement therapy.
With the fact that you have poor hormones, no testosterone, and are fat.
So I can't help but notice that there's something weird about this photo. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he kind of looks trans.
He looks like he's just offered me a fucking fantastic deal on a rug.
He looks kind of trans. Like, I don't know what it is, man. There's some like,
I don't know if I'd say he looks trans.
I don't know why, and I can't put my finger on it, but he looks kind of trans.
I think there's something in the... He's always had the jokes about him, right? That he's got small head.
Yeah.
Broad shoulder, tiny head for small peanut brain.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's
and this photograph does not do the head any favors.
Also,
It's kind of from a low angle shot to really emphasize how small the head is.
but he looks like he's lost muscle density and he's gaining sort of like, hormone therapy fat around the gut.
Well, there might be a reason for that.
Oh, okay.
There might be a reason for that. And I will just preface all of this by saying, like, honestly, I don't hate Hasan
I don't
Piker.
hate Hasan.
He seems like
My favourite joker.
And I did find out when I googled him that he actually shares the same birthday as me. So in another life, our parents could have organised joint birthday parties, go to the bowling alley, have some pizza together. It would have been a wonderful time, Hasan. But sadly, that doesn't seem to be what fate had in store for us. And I don't hate him. He feels like if I didn't talk to him about politics and just sat down and had a beer with him, I could get along.
Are you getting sucked into the alt-left pipeline?
He's a bro.
How long until
he's like the leftist bro. Some would argue I already have. But it's when it's stuff like this, it really doesn't look great. And we'll get to the article, but first some of the reactions to this alone. You had people saying, like, that's not an argument.
Yeah, that's not an argument.
That's not how arguments work. That's just a list of demands. And you sound like a spoiled toddler. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. And then other people saying, give me orange, give me eat orange, me eat orange, give me eat orange, give me you.
Do you know what
Quote
that is?
Hasan Piker.
You know what that's a parody of?
Is that the Anna Kasparian saying, give me money?
Nope.
Because that's a classic clip.
So what that's a parody of is that is the longest sentence a gorilla has ever typed. It was Coco the gorilla, I think it was, where like this was like 16-word sentence or something, and it's just this: give me orange, give me eat orange, give me orange, you give me orange, basically, and that it really does fit.
It does, and in the replies to this, people were kind of pointing out the kind of thing that you were saying as well, Carl. People are starting to go, yeah, like, this guy's weird. He kind of started to look weird. And Hasan Piker, it was known for a long time as, like, the really handsome leftist bro Chad, right? But I've always thought, like, in recent years, he started to look really, like, greasy and kind of schlubby. And I don't think the beard does him any favors because it kind of looks dirty.
He's lost a lot of muscle definition, right? Well, he doesn't look strong.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's more in the article about that as well, which kind of surprised me. Nick, you're in particular going to be very pleased by some stuff that the article says. But there's people saying this dude's physiognomy looks weird. Yeah. I don't understand his body. You look at it and you realize there's stuff wrong with it, like some kind of uncanny valley where he's trying to be muscular. He should be muscular. But
he used to be.
Like you say,
I'm staying off. The article's hilarious. I don't do physical appearance attacks because I hate it when people do it to me. It's just one of my rules.
I'm just used to it.
I'm a principled person. I know, but I always think it's the meanest thing. So I'm just so principled.
Well, it's
when it gets into the things he says, I'm happy to.
No, that's absolutely fine. But like part of the reason the article's backfired is the photographs that were included in it, which are going to be really appealing to a particular male demographic, not the one that they were initially aiming for.
Straight white men not persuaded.
No, not straight white men. You, of course. But like, here's Hasan from a few years ago, looking much neater, much more handsome. Made up, looking good. Here's him from last year as Catboy Hasan.
I know.
Or was it earlier this year? And I mean, he's still ducking Sam. He's still ducking Sam.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah.
Because of course he would, as a real man would do.
Yeah.
As a real man. But yeah, like I say, this is all part of this weird coordinated push to try and make Hasan Piker the guy to win over the bros onto the kind of, not even liberal democratic, even though, I mean, ultimately, what does he end up advocating for? Democrats.
Well, yeah.
That's the best that he can offer, despite LARPing as a revolutionary. He's trying to win white, working class bro guys over to the left and into properly radical leftist politics, or at least LARPing as such.
Who are the men that pig for scraps amongst the ruins at the end of history? You should know, because you encounter them every day. Between the towering buildings of a fallen empire, we find the Fellaheen, the historyless men, who know nothing of the turning of the cosmic wheel and find themselves outside of civilization itself. Cut loose from the great chain of being, they represent the loam into which our dying culture will return. That is, unless we choose to take up the burden once again. This Fellahin condition is the subject we explore in issue 4 of Islander magazine, on sale while stocks last and available worldwide at shop.lotuseaters.com.
So here's one from March, The Battle for the Bros, and here you can see the greasy, green-eyed Turk versus the blue-eyed, Aryan, sweaty Chad. And of course, this article was about Hasan Piker. That's for the New Yorker. Back in, I think this was March as well? Or was it April? It was April. The progressive mind in a body made for the manosphere. This one, again...
There's one bit that says his manosphere peers. I'm like, is Hasan really in the manosphere? I've never seen him in the manosphere.
He exists to counter signal the manosphere. So it's weird that they put him in there. Joe Rogan, Hasan Piker, and the art of the hang, which sounds, again, the recurring theme, kind of homoerotic.
Yeah, it's also lefties trying to figure out how to be normal. The art of the hang, guys. Apparently, you just apparently, as I understand it, you sit there and just say things to each other.
It's like your middle-aged dad coming in with a backwards cap and a skateboard.
Hello, fellow bros.
Instead, this time it's a middle-aged, purple-haired lesbian.
More recent ones, Hasan Piker, the himbo gateway drug to the left. Again, though, like, that's not going to attract, like, straight men.
No.
That's not going to attract
no straight man has ever used the word himbo without slightly retching.
Yeah.
I just did it then.
But also, this correlates with the decline in Hasan's own audience, right? Because, like, a year or two ago, he'd have like 40...
he's been overtaken by Asman.
Yeah, he'd have like 40,000 live viewers on Twitch, and now he's down to about 18,000 or something. So it's like, that's...
Really?
Yeah.
Quite a steep drop.
And yet they're sort of like, oh no, we've got to give Hasan the push. And I think it's because, frankly, people are sick of him.
I'm amazed at the numbers he's doing. I did a 4-hour, 38-minute stream. I thought, that's quite long. He does like 10 hours a day, apparently.
12 hours.
Like rookie numbers. Yeah.
It's the art of the
hang,
hang,
like
bro,
8 hours of it is an empty chair with somebody else's video playing. But still, that's work, damn it. Nap time is included as work time. And then another one, like literally just last week, the next generation of progressive pundits is here, with Hasan Piker looking dishevelled and greasy. And then we get the GQ one. And you can immediately tell where this is going. I mean...
It's like a Sacha Baron Cohen character, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
If some photographer and journalist came into my home for a puff piece and asked, Harry, can you pose like this for us? No.
But the Lotus Season calendar.
I thought you were going to say the Alan Partridge. I'd probably spit at them.
That's a bit moderate for my type. But the photos don't get any better. Where here's him just getting out of the pool. Where is it? I'll just get it out of the way. Here's him sat in the pool. And then where's the worst one? Let's get it straight out of the way. Come on, where it is. Here's him in the bath.
Proof that he's had a bath.
Well, true, more than most Turks can say. With his little rubber ducky. Are there any more photos, or is that it, or are there any more? And then there's the photo from...
And there's the transgender photo.
So we're all noticing that, like, as a straight man, these aren't the kind of activities that I want to see, like, oh, he's so cool.
Yeah.
He's speaking to me. He's literally me. He's going to be my Ryan Gosling.
You're saying bros don't have bubble baths. You're saying Rogan wouldn't put that.
He has ice baths. It's a big difference.
He probably does, yeah.
No, he does have ice baths. He's posted videos of it before where he's like looking like he's about to die.
Brutal, yeah.
In the ice bath. But then you start to read the article, and it feels like the article should be read in a particular tone of voice. So let me see if I can dial that in right. Here's how Hasan Piker starts each day. Working out, shooting the shit. It's Monday at 8:30 a.m. and we're in the backyard of a house in West Hollywood where there's a makeshift private gym with benches, pull-down machines, and dumbbells galore. This is where the 34-year-old political influencer keeps his thirsted-after body fit, joined by a few other neighborhood characters, including a guy who works on Pod Save America, his Bernie's beefcake, Kaya, tussles with a few other golden brown dogs as Piker burns through his 70-minute workout, exhausting himself in the process. He strips his shirt off an army of girls and gays, not to mention admiring looks Maxers, would kill to be where I am right now, next to Piker, as he pants in a pair of neon shorts.
Well, I'm definitely tuning into Hasan Piker. Who is this appealing to?
Do you know what?
Who's this for?
Despite that voice you did, it reminded me more of like a Bret Easton Ellis novel. You read the whole thing, it's just like
it's a bit American Psycho.
Yeah, it's American. It's like a narcissistic monster just like hanging out by the pool, making weird references.
It's not won me. It's not won me over.
No.
Bit gay. Very gay.
It is weird. It gets weirder
gay.
when he gets into him quoting and just all.
Piker's trainers fibbed to me, and this is where you'll be pleased. Piker's trainers fibbed to me about how much he's been bench pressing, 300 pounds, before the real number comes out, 175. His personal best is 285, which is quite impressive. But honestly, he's about the same size as me, and he's probably about 20 pounds heavier. 175 is nowhere near as impressive as I was expecting a bench from him. I was at least going to try and be kind and say, well, he probably outlifts me on the big 3 lifts, right? But when I see that, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Not so impressed, Hasan. Gotta be honest.
Hang on. That's 79 kilograms.
Yeah.
That's lower than me. I told you the other day I could do 3 at 85, and I don't think that's not even.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't give his rep ranges, so
That's
maybe
terrible.
he's doing 3 for 10. But still, that's nowhere near as good as I was expecting to hear about.
Especially on all these drugs he's apparently on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The conversation among the 7 men and women grows increasingly unhinged. Jokes about semen retention exercises? Morphing into a discussion about which Hollywood plastic surgeon is least likely to kill you. The new meta is ballerina
So
cups.
relatable, bro.
Piker muses at one point. They start joking that Nick Fuentes is gay, which should make you a big fan of his, where they joke about catboy porn. So he's like catching up to Twitter memes about Fuentes from 2 years ago at this point.
Do you know the weirdest thing to me is like everything about this guy, and it kind of it's what we said, but the only thing that's leftist about him is he sometimes says leftist things, but everything else about him is just a guy out in wherever he is by the pool, is he in Hollywood or whatever, that kind of thing.
He's in LA.
LA. So he's in LA by the pool. He's doing all this, like, which plastic surgeon do you use? Which HRT you on? So he's just the same as any, like, actor or anyone else like that. But he goes, oh, Palestine, and he's on Twitch. But he's not really in any...
Says,
he's not working on the...
Give me stuff for free.
Yeah, but he's not out there, like, working on the infrastructure and, like, how we're going to... it's not like Stalin stuff. It's like, it's just it's just an actor, basically.
Yeah.
Instead,
In the interest of time, can we get to the conclusion on this one?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Sure, okay. All right.
mine went too long, I'm so sorry. London was just so vibrant.
That's all right. Basically, the rest of the article just goes on to say about how he's a leftist. He's a massive leftist. He's got into trouble with things. It goes over his fitness supplement sack, which includes an espresso shot, 4 creatine pills. You don't need to take that much creatine.
As someone who doesn't know anything about creatine, how many should you take?
I mean, if it's a 5 milligram pill, just 1.
All right.
You should just only have to take 1. And he takes minoxidil and finasteride, where he says, I'm technically on HRT, and has DHT blockers for hair loss that he's been taking for years now at this point. So that's kind of unclear if he's also on like actual testosterone replacement
So he's on a
therapy.
weird cocktail of drugs that are hormone replacement.
Yeah.
That might just be a joke about being on finasteride. That's why I can't tell.
It's kind of unclear, but also he's had like PED allegations in the past.
So I mean, first things first, Hasan, just let it go naturally, man. If your hair goes, it's all right.
Easy
You can,
for Mr. like blooming lucky good hair over there.
well, yeah, but you just go to Turkey. I'm sure you've got the money. Get it
Oh yeah, he could definitely do that.
right. He's doubtless got an
Turkish,
uncle or
he's
something who
rich.
does
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? But like, is this why he looks so sort of bandy?
It might be if he's taking stuff that's going to mess with his hormones.
Right, that can't be good.
Especially testosterone. If his testosterone's going down because of some stuff that he's taking, he's having to bring it back up with TRT. If he's on it, which he might be, given that he advocates for, like, oh, give me TRT for free in this, then yeah, messing with your hormones can do weird things to your body,
Right.
essentially. It might just be that he's just a bit chubbier than he used to be as well.
He's on birth control,
God,
so he's gaining weight.
Let's skip past it. One of the interesting things in here is that apparently it says further down, it goes into his recent stuff with Ethan Klein and whatnot.
Ethan Klein destroyed him on it. It was great.
Yeah, with all the other stuff that he's been going on. It says that he's been helping. Here we go. It says, Piker has genuine convictions. Remember the web back in 2010s when YouTube was just Ben Shapiro and wrecking Bluehead SJWs back in the golden days, Carl.
Better times.
Yeah. Now there's a cluster of progressive influencers who Piker proudly calls Hassanabi heads. He co-signs Sean DeBlack, Chris Kunzler, Jam, and Overzealot. He's also trying to mentor new establishment Dem influencers like Dean Withers and Harry Sisson, who it says
they need to take HRT too.
He speaks to personally. So Hasan Piker, who's the one who's going to be the draw for young men into being able to like join the left and be proud, I can still be a man, manly, and be on the left, is also now mentoring the Dem twinks who are part of that one Marine Navy SEAL guy's personal concubine.
Yep.
Which is pretty impressive.
He at least attacks the Democrats. See, there I'm with him. He says Democrats suck. No one likes them. They're fake and lame. And he's obviously criticizes Israel, and I don't agree with this worship of Israel on parts of the right. So I'm like, yeah, he's got some points.
Sure, that's bare minimum.
Once again, I don't hate the guy. I don't even necessarily disagree with everything he says all of the time.
I don't hate him. I don't really understand it.
This does not paint a good picture of him. And then one of the last paragraphs is basically questioning his mental health. Where he's like saying to himself,
miserable.
I wonder if starting the stream and doing 12 hours a day every day on Twitch and just shouting at people is good for my brain. I wonder what this is doing to my brain. And
I'm sure the hormones are doing just fine.
Yeah, and then he criticizes Make America Healthy Again as effing charlatans, which is where he then drops the Medicare, TRT, Ozempic, HRT. Don't try and be actually healthy, guys. Just inject a load of drugs, and you will be fine.
He's a science truster.
Yes.
Like Ozempic, there was a thing that came out the other day that Ozempic's been making people blind, right? And they're viable. They're open to a lawsuit on this now.
Wow.
And so he's just like, yeah, Ozempic for all, trust the science.
I would never take it because people who take it look weird. They lose too much too quickly. They lose muscle and they just look weird. And I can see straight away.
Don't they?
Yeah, I don't like it. I would never do it.
See, I'm too much of a conspiracy theorist. I think it's going to kill me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so not a great sell for him, and he has been arguing with his chat over whether it was a good sell or not, and is slowly coming over to the, listen, I thought it'd be good at the time, but yeah, I did look pretty gay in it. So as far as I can tell, the left still massively struggling to attract young men over to their side because they still hate you, and this is the best they've got.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.